On today's show,
we debate the NBA Draft Lottery's biggest winners, losers, and laugh out loud moments.
did Aldridge purposely step under KD? We try and make sense of the Warriors-Spurs Game 2 rout.
And can the Celtics dethrone the King? We'll get you all set for tonight's East Finals matchup.
It's Wednesday, May 17th. The starter starts now.
Good evening, Sweet World, and welcome to The Starters, presented by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey. Whether you're listening to the podcast, joining us live on NBA TV, or later on YouTube, we're very, very happy to have you. I'm Jay Skeets, and alongside me, as always, that's Tess Mellis.
Thank you for joining us.
To his right, it's the international man of mystery, taking it to the max, Lee Ellis.
Friend.
Lily.
And last, certainly not least, over yonder, it's the bearded one. It's Trey Kirby.
Hey, yo!
TK, what do you got, man?
Well, I'm here at the internet looking for your best tweets at hashtag the starters. And guys, last night was the NBA Draft Lottery, which means we saw our first wild suits of draft season. And there was perhaps none wilder than Andrew Wiggins' double-breasted navy camouflage suit that he wore with a black suit and tie and some fancy dress slippers. And if we're looking at an outfit, you already know what time it is. Time to play another edition of everybody's favorite game, Fashion or Not. You guys like that camo suit? It's fashion. If you don't, nah. So guys, fashion or not?
Oh, baby, I love it.
yeah.
I love that look. What's wrong with that?
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I'm not a big fan.
What are you talking
He
about?
looks like Caesar Flickerman from the Hunger Games.
Look.
Ah, yeah.
The colors kind of clash. Like he's got dark on dark. Why wouldn't he put
Dark on dark.
Why wouldn't he put a little
What does that mean?
A little white splash in there somewhere or something. I think. And
Look,
the
he's
camouflage.
got the bling on the watch.
The actual camouflage, like style on the suit. If you're going to go for camouflage suit,
No, that's
go a camouflage suit.
No, there's no
the
dark on
cornrows
dark
too.
happening
It's
here.
dark on dark. There's too
Nah.
much
He
dark.
knows nothing about fashion. Trey, what's the answer here?
Oh, come on, guys. This is fashion.
Yes!
Just pick against
Yeah.
Lee. He looks like Caesar Flickerman from the Hunger Games.
That's right.
Gotta
I
be
don't know what that
fashion.
means, but sure.
That's just what we think. We want to know what you at home think. So hit up our Twitter page at The Starters. We got a poll up right now where you can vote. Is Andrew Wiggins' camo suit fashion or not? Get your votes in now. We'll check the results a little bit later.
Yeah, all right. Let's hear what the people out there on Twitter think about Wiggins' suit last night at the Draft Lottery. We got a fun show tonight. We're going to look back at Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. Bit of a blowout, but we'll break
Moving
it
on.
down. No, there's some things
It
to
was a
dissect
milk
from
dud,
it.
for sure.
And of course, we'll look ahead to Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, which starts tonight on TNT. But we start with a little what you got, and it is an NBA Draft Lottery edition. We're going to debate some Draft Lottery questions, ultimately decide on an answer. But you got to be careful because there's only one correct response, and that's whatever TK says it is. Trey.
Last night at the Draft Lottery, two classic rivals came out on top. The Celtics, thanks to that insane Nets trade, took home the #1 overall pick, but right behind them is their arch nemesis, the Lakers, who came into the night in danger of losing their pick, only to walk away with #2 overall. Guys, who was the biggest winner of last night? The Celtics or Lakers? What you got?
It's a tough one. I'm going with the Celtics, though. They hold all the power now. They can say, you want Lonzo Ball, Lakers? Yeah, let's sweeten the pot a little bit. Give us that #2 and give us whatever you got. And it's just a 24-hour window. That was so fantastic. Wick Grossbeck of the Celtics said, it's like winning a Game 7 all over again after beating the Wizards. I mean, if it feels like a Game 7, that's a heck of a feeling.
Yeah, look, they're both winners. I think the Lakers may have had it unbelievably, despite getting the #2 pick and the Celtics getting #1. They may have had the bigger night, though, just because of the stakes that were at play for the Lakers. Because if you look at down, if you go like worst case scenario for both of those teams last night, the Celtics, let's say they fall to 4th. Oh, well, you got the 4th pick and you're in the Eastern Conference Finals. If the Lakers fall to 4th, 5th, 6th, and that was a real possibility, nearly 50%, they lose their pick. They don't even have it. And then, they lose the 2019 pick as well to the Magic in a separate deal. They don't. And that's a huge, huge night, especially with Magic Johnson coming in there now. And in another way, it's like, I sort of think this works better for them. The Celtics make their decision.
Oh, you want to make the decision. You want to be able to make the decision.
This could be a Greg Oden, Kevin Durant thing. The Celtics make their decision. Or it could not. They make their decision, and then they can say, if Lonzo Ball's there, it makes a little bit more sense to take him. They don't have to decide of whether it's Fultz or Lonzo or we trade it. I don't mind this for Lakers. I think they're the biggest winner.
I think it's still the Celtics, though, because they do hold this number 1 pick, and they can now play teams off against each other to see what the price is. Danny Ainge could, in fact, actually parlay this into another
think they're
draft
gonna
pick
trade
at some-
this pick?
I'm just saying he could. He's got the potential to do that now. Right now, he's just going to sit back. His phone's going to ring. Everyone's going to say, I'll give you this, I'll give you this, I'll give you this. He can use that against other teams. He could actually deal this to the Lakers, give them Lonzo, and say, well, give me something else in return, and I'll still get Fultz. So that's what Danny Ainge is potentially doing right now, because we know LeVar wants his son Lonzo going to the Lakers. The Lakers want Ball there anyway. Would they take Fultz over
Lonzo Ball may not even work out for the Celtics.
Yeah, but no.
LeVar still wants to hold
that's what
that.
I'm
He doesn't
saying.
need
That's
to,
what
and
I'm
he
saying.
shouldn't.
That he wants to go to the Lakers. The Lakers want him. Why don't you give that pick to the Lakers then, and then say, give me the second pick, we'll get Fultz, and I want someone else like maybe.
Oh, man. This
maybe
is like
a
Shark
Brad.
Tank.
I think you're
working
overcomplicating
some
this,
deals.
guys. I think they're drafting
I'm out, and
Fultz,
you're
the
an
Celtics
idiot.
at 1, and I think Ball's going 2. I don't think either of these picks are going to be traded. Look, we are not draft experts. I think we should make that clear. But obviously, staying up on this and watching the clips that we can, these guys, have that label of sort of franchise-changing point guard.
So this vindicates the Celtics' patience and not
Absolutely, that's
and
true.
not
That's
trading it. And they have the Nets pick next year as well, which could be a beauty.
crazy.
Obviously, it actually stops next year. It's actually finally the last one.
Good, that's good.
But yeah, you package that pick, you package it with the number 1 pick if they want to. If they want to go that route.
The thing is, they can
That's
just
a heck of a
hear all
package.
these offers.
Yeah.
They don't have to make a decision, and they can still get the best player in the draft no matter what they do. So Danny Ainge is just in a perfect position. It was risky because let's say they lost to the Bulls in the first round. Let's say they did drop out of that top spot, then Celtics fans would be angry. But it's worked out.
But again,
perfectly
this
for
was like a bonus pick for the Celtics.
Yeah.
And you said they get another pick as well next year. I mean, the Lakers, if the ping pong balls did not fall their way last night, they don't have their pick. They lose another one, as I said. I mean, that's a blow to your franchise moving forward. A very, very young franchise that is struggling to win games. So, I mean, they're both winners, but Trey,
They
you
are.
ultimately have the final answer. What's the answer?
I think it's the Lakers.
Okay.
50% chance of losing 2 picks, and instead they left with number 2. That's a win. But moving on to the flippity flip, there were some losers last night, like the Suns, who had the second best odds at number 1, but fell a couple of slots and will instead pick 4th. And the Knicks, who dropped from 7th to 8th last night when the Kings moved up. And of course, the Nets, who lost out on the number 1 pick and somehow still owe the Celtics their first rounder next year. Guys, who was the biggest loser last night? The Suns, Knicks, or Nets? What you got?
Don't pile on the Nets. Don't do it.
The Nets had lost well before last night. They
Right.
had nothing to gain going into. I think it's actually the Phoenix Suns. They had that second slot going in. They probably felt they were picking no lower than 3rd, and then they drop out to 4th. Now, between 3 and 4, even 2 and 4, is there a big difference? Who really knows? But I think if you're the Suns, they tanked early into the season. They were hoping
That's
to
true.
grab
That's
one
true.
of those 2 spots, knowing that, again, like you say, if whoever picks Ball, the other guy's going to pick Fultz, hoping they would get one of those guys to put in the backcourt there with Devin Booker. Now, they're going to still get a decent pick at number 4, but it's probably not quite where they hoped they would be going into the night.
Yeah, I don't feel bad for the Suns at all. It was mid-March when we talked about it on this show. They sat Eric Bledsoe, Tyson Chandler, Brandon Knight, and Devin Booker for games towards the end of the season. Again, March 20th, we actually talked about it. Don't feel bad for them whatsoever, but that's sort of how it works out. They jumped to number 2 because of all the games they lost. They fell to number 4. The Lakers went on a 5-game winning streak. They were in the 3rd slot. They bumped up to number 2. Who the heck knows? Does it really matter in the end? But we can't pile on the Nets. That's enough. It was in their arena. It was in their arena, and they see the Celtics picking number 1 or getting the number 1 pick. The Suns, I suppose, are the biggest loser. The Knicks dropped 1 pick.
No.
One
But
spot.
I'll make a case for the Knicks, and it's actually the reverse of what you guys saying, because you're saying the Suns, they tried to tank too early and it backfired. The basketball gods, whatever. The Knicks were the opposite, because on the final game of the regular season, they played the Sixers, and they won. They should have honestly thrown this game. They won it because it killed them. Because here's what happened. In doing so, they finished tied with the Wolves at 31-51 for the 6th worst record. And then the Wolves won the coin toss. And then so there the Knicks are at 7th, but then of course they get bumped last night. And the reason I bring that up is because, again, all the draft experts say there's probably like 6 or 7 really, really, really good guys in this draft. Where do the Knicks come in? 8th. And they could have avoided it. They could have been at the very worst 6th or 7th if they had just lost that final game.
So they win the game, lose the coin toss, then lose the spot last night. I mean, it's incredible.
It's so
It's
Knicks.
just incredible.
It
that
is
they
so
have
Knicks. I mean,
much
Knicks fans
bad
are
luck.
really, really upset by this.
Yeah.
So that's why I'll give them the loser. Trey, what's the answer?
You guys are overthinking it. It's the Nets.
No,
you can't
come
be
on.
the biggest loser if you didn't lose your pick. The Nets did, though. So they're the biggest loser. Pretty easy. But the 76ers might not have won the draft lottery, but they did win some laughs Whether it was Joel Embiid reacting to literally anything that was happening at any point last night. This guy was awesome. Or Nick Stauskas zinging the Kings for trading him and the pick they lost to Philly on Twitter, or even at a lottery party in Philadelphia where a Sam Hinkie banner was raised to the rafters. Philly was funny, but guys, what was the funniest Philly moment? Was it Embiid, Stauskas, or the Hinkie banner? What you got?
I think it's Embiid.
It's Embiid.
It's
This
Embiid.
is the status that he's reached is that he was literally just sitting there, and everyone was laughing. Magic Johnson was laughing. Host Cassidy Hubbarth was laughing. The whole panel was laughing. He was just sitting there at times.
That was the best part.
It was
I didn't
great.
know what was actually happening.
Nobody did.
Yeah, exactly. No one knew what was going on at one point there when people were jumping and there was the swap between the Sixers and Kings and he was having a laugh. Yeah, it's Embiid. The memes were flying too, and he's even tweeting about it. So the other parts were great.
I mean, honestly, at that Sixers party, they raised a banner for their GM, who's been out for over
That's
a year.
great.
I
That's
mean,
great.
what the pain that he put that franchise through, the amount of losing they went through, and last night fans are cheering and saluting and raising like that's not just a little banner that someone
That
threw
thing's
together.
staying up there, by the way,
That's a
at
proper-
this establishment.
Even their
banner.
owner thanked Sam Hinkie
Yeah.
last night.
Yeah,
So,
their owner had a great line. 76ers owner Josh Harris said, "I am going to text Sam Hinkie a big kiss tonight." I don't know how you text someone a big kiss. Maybe just a lip emoji.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, the kiss emoji. Who
Yeah,
knows?
but
All right,
everybody
they're
loves
all-
Sam.
They're all pretty good. Trey, what's the answer?
You guys know who it is. It's Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
They should let him host it next year. It's hilarious, and now he knows the rules.
His TV gold.
Yeah, that guy's great, man.
He really is. All right, we got to take a break. When we return, we're going to break down the Western Conference Finals Game 2 Gong Show by playing a little fill in the blank. We'll try and make this fun. Don't go anywhere. Back with the starters, where it's time to play a little fill in the blank in regards to Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals last night. TK, take it away.
No Kawhi Leonard, no chance for the Spurs last night as the Warriors doubled up San Antonio in the first quarter, then never looked back on their way to a 36-point win that gave them a 2-0 lead as the series shifts to Texas. Not much to analyze with this one, so fill in the blank. The Warriors' beatdown of the Spurs was blank.
Lee, you
The
were...
first topic Lee already answered on his whiteboard and just erased it.
Yeah.
So I'll start us off with was the end. I think that's it. This locker room is predicated on being mentally strong and mentally tough, as they showed in the Rockets series. But as Greg Popovich said after the game, I don't think we believed. And that's exactly what happened. And it's not just Kawhi. Tony Parker is out. I think it's starting to finally add up. And it's not like years past when they get blown out and then they come back. This is the Warriors. This is one of the best teams ever. I think it is bye-bye.
Yeah, I went with a friendly reminder. That's what this beatdown was. And what I mean by that is a friendly reminder of just how incredible Steph Curry is. And he's starting to look like that Steph Curry, your two-time MVP Steph Curry again. He is putting up 29 points per game in the playoffs in 34 and a half minutes per game. Highest effective field goal percentage in his playoff career right now. He's cut down on his turnovers. I don't think he's really being talked about all that much, just probably because the Warriors are sort of steamrolling teams. LeBron's doing LeBron things out east. But again, just another reminder, that game last night in general, just how he's killing it right now.
I just put it as a letdown. I expected the Spurs to come out with some sort of fight, some sort of wrinkle to their game. They were down 17 points after the first quarter.
It was over early.
And for a San Antonio Spurs team, you just felt that was really out of character for them. You thought Greg Popovich is the master of just bringing things back down to the way he likes to play them. They couldn't do it.
All right.
What did you have written down at first?
My second answer.
Oh, yeah, he wasn't.
yeah.
Oh, the second
Yeah,
topic.
yeah.
See, Lee, that's what happens when you don't come to the meeting before the show. All right, next one there, TK.
Just when you thought we were done talking about closeouts, the Western Conference Finals pulls us back in. And this time it's LaMarcus Aldridge who's feeling the heat after the Spurs big man closed out on a Kevin Durant three-pointer and definitely slid underneath KD's feet Zaza style. Guys, fill in the blank. LaMarcus Aldridge's closeout on KD was blank.
What you got,
Lucky
Lee?
for LaMarcus.
Lucky for LaMarcus.
Let's say Kevin Durant injures himself on that play.
Okay.
Then it's going to be, wow, the Spurs were out for revenge and they took out Kevin Durant. And look, he actually does connect.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
does
Oh, yeah,
touch
yeah.
his ankle there.
Yeah.
He
So-
does the second slide, too.
Yeah, so that
It's
really
similar.
is basically the same thing what Zaza did, just without the injury impact.
And it looks
I think it looks
a little
worse.
more purposeful because Zaza was actually going out
Yeah.
to Kawhi Leonard. LaMarcus was sort of planted.
And then just, stepped his foot.
But I think it was an accident. I'm going to play body language doctor. Call me Bill Simmons for a second. But
Okay.
he looked extremely sheepish as soon as he stuck that foot in. He turned around after he got stepped on and looked at him and said, I think, sort of through his body actions and said, did I just do that? We know what happened in game one. He just kind of looks at him. Yeah, a little Kobe Muse for sure. But he looks at him because he's sort of taken aback. Like, right? Am I right?
That
right.
closeout on KD was just insert the Pop rant. Because you're right. I agree with you, Lee. It's pretty similar. I think it may have been worse. So what was it? What did he say? When Kawhi went down because of Zaza, Pop said it was dangerous. It was unsportsmanlike. It was a totally unnatural closeout. Those are all the exact same things.
And intent doesn't matter.
Did Pop say any of that after this game?
Yeah, no. And this is
no, because he didn't get injured.
Exactly.
That's the difference.
The whole thing. There's no injury on that
Well,
play.
Pop did it the day after, so maybe.
But that's the thing.
No, it's because he didn't get injured. That's why.
If they were to review that play on Zaza and hand out a flagrant 1 or 2, would they do the same for LaMarcus because Durant didn't get injured and the play just moved on?
Well, no.
That's why
history says no, because it takes a player being injured.
It's tough to see what the difference is in those two plays.
That should have been called, like the Zaza situation at the very least, it should have been called a common foul. You're not legally allowed to get under the shooter.
Yeah, it's
that's
because
his space.
you look at a foul, usually it's actually in the action and as the ball's being released, not after the ball's been released.
Like a lot of fouls, they're called because a guy falls.
So you think if Durant goes down, they probably go, that's possible. All right, Trey, final one.
Last one, game 2 was pretty much over as soon as it started, as the Warriors led by 17 after 1 and by as many as 41 during the second half. Most of which I missed because I was catching up on Sunday's episode of Veep and some Mo Verney Instagram stories. Guys, fill in the blank.
Oh, come on.
I turned off game 2 to watch blank instead.
All right, Lee, what'd you watch?
My eyelids.
What are you talking about? You went to bed at like 10:20?
Yeah, something like that. Listen. Sometimes in the NBA, you take a gamble when you go to bed at halftime. You think, oh, I hope I'm not going to miss some crazy ending. And you wake up in the morning and go, man, I should have stayed up for it. Last night, I went to bed thinking, this is pretty safe that the Spurs aren't going to come back.
When did you call it?
Right.
When did you call it? Halftime?
Halftime.
Yeah.
Halftime.
Before halftime.
I mean, it was getting towards halftime anyway.
Around halftime. All right, what'd you watch?
I wrote news talking about news. I tuned in. I tuned in to my man Don Lemon at first. I even tuned into Sean Hannity to see what he was yelling about.
Wow.
But then I tuned in.
You might as well
to
watch the Warriors
My
game.
news goddess Rachel Maddow, the best in the business.
I watched a little something lighter, but you went to sleep. But I went with the new Norm special. It's on Netflix. Norm Macdonald's new stand-up special. Very funny. It's called Hitler's Dog, Gossip, and Trickery.
Wow.
It's a Norm Macdonald, so it's weird, but it's very funny if you're a Norm Macdonald. Anyway,
I think I
shot
had
down
the
a
best
half.
night out of everyone, to be honest.
You got
No, Maddow's the best.
You said you watched Hannity.
I didn't. I watched Maddow. I just threw in the Don Lemon because I'm a company man, but I watched Maddow.
All right. After the jump, can the Celtics dethrone the King? We'll get you all set for tonight's Eastern Conference Finals matchup.
The Starters on NBA TV is brought to you by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey, proud partner of the NBA. Do your friends proud. Please drink responsibly.
40 games in 40 nights, and Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals starts tonight on TNT, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Cavs visiting the Boston Celtics. Coverage, though, I mean, starting right after us. It's already started with us. Game time coming on next, but we got the quick look ahead. TK, you got the questions heading in here.
That's right. Despite the fact that they're the 1 seed, pretty much no one is giving the Celtics a chance in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Cavs. So, guys, tell me, did the Celtics have any advantages in this series?
Well, it's not the front court going up against LeBron, Kevin Love, and Tristan Thompson. They should out-rebound, outscore, outdo everything against the Celtics. But the backcourt is a little bit more even. IT, Avery Bradley against Kyrie and J.R. Smith. And IT versus Kyrie is, to me, the barometer. If the Celtics are going to get a win, it's all about IT. He should have an easier defensive matchup. They'll probably throw J.R. Smith on him or Kyrie on him, while Avery Bradley will likely take Kyrie Irving. IT averaged 29.5 against the Cavs this season. Listen, everybody thinks of him as just a scorer, but this team assisted on over 70% of their baskets throughout the postseason. That's number 1 in the NBA. They're playing the least amount of isolation basketball. This team can move it around. If they catch the Cavs a little bit rusty tonight, which I believe they will off the bat, right out of the gate, Game 1 in their house, I think they can win Game 1. It's on IT's shoulders to get that offense going.
I don't know if these are advantages, but these are the things they've got going for them. Like you mentioned, they're at home. They've got a guy who can close the game in Isaiah Thomas, a legit star who can close the game. They're well coached as well. Brad Stevens is a very, very good coach, especially out of timeouts. He knows how to get his guys ready. All that being said, I think tonight is their best chance to at least go out and punch the Cavs in the mouth and just see how the Cavs have been ready for them, because we haven't played since May 7th. That's a long time. That's 11 days. So you expect that the Cavs, players always talk, you can never replicate game-like conditions no matter how much you practice. So they are expected to come out and be like, okay, we haven't played for a while. We've got to get back into it.
Do you think LeBron, though, and the Cavs are seeing what the Warriors are doing out west and going 10-0 and Cavs still at 8-0, and LeBron sort of says, well, let's stay undefeated as well here. Maybe we'll all go into this finals 12-0. Do you think like that's on the tip of his tongue and he's saying that to his guys?
Yes,
I sort of think so.
Yeah, when has he not been aware of everything else that's
Exactly.
going on in
Yeah,
the
right?
league?
Like he knows they haven't lost, and now this series, the Eastern Conference, is going to get 2 games to catch back up. They're going to play tonight, of course, and then Game 2 on Friday, and Game 3 in the West not goes till Saturday. So
I think the positive for the Cavs starting on the road is that if they do go on to the finals, they're starting on the road.
Right.
So this is just a nice little, what's the word I'm looking for?
Tuna?
Guys, you're here.
Appetizer?
Tuner? A tuner? Yeah, sure. But I do think the Celtics, I think they can take one. I do believe
it
it.
might have to be this
Yeah.
one, is a lot of people think it is, because of that rust factor maybe coming into play.
It happened in 2009, a long, long time ago to LeBron.
When we return, VSP, you're watching The Starters, presented by Jack Daniels, Tennessee Honey. Back with The Starters, we asked you, was Wiggins' camo suit fashion or nah? The poll is up over on the Starter Twitter account. People have spoken, Trey.
Landslide victory. 70% of people think this is fashion.
Yeah.
Probably using the time-tested pick against Lee Ellis strategy. A lot of people also mentioning he looks like Eddie Murphy in Raw, which kind of accurate, to be honest with you. Maybe he was inspired by young Eddie.
Looks sharp,
Just
Wiggins.
needed a silver shirt underneath rather than a
Okay,
black
you
shirt.
don't know
I bet you that would have been better.
VSP.
Yeah, here it comes from the Warriors. Not a lot to choose from last night. So David West in the high post with a bounce pass
They had
down
39
to,
assists.
I know, you wouldn't believe it though. There wasn't many very solid ones. That one was. That's what I call a very solid play.
Great stuff.
Now it's time for the fan of the night. At a Sixers draft party, a proposal happened. Hashtag trust the proposal. Because this engagement is happening. Yeah,
Oh,
she said yes.
She said yes.
We believe she said yes.
She said yes.
Unless they're cheering because she said no. But no, she probably said yes. At a
I can't
Sixers
think of
draft
anything more
party.
romantic
Wow, the
anyway.
thing Sam Hinkie can do.
Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals tonight on TNT. The guys are on location, Cavs and Celtics. Though don't go changing the channel. Game time coming up in about 15 seconds or so. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you tomorrow.
Eastern Conference Finals finally getting
About
started.
time.
Thanks for joining us, folks. And remember, Lee Ellis knows about fashion. Look at this. Look at this shirt. Look at that
Beautiful,
shirt.
isn't it? Huh?
Hey,
Going to the
rub
grill
buff
right
on
now.
me.
Look at this shirt.
Phrase tonight, people.